Have you ever looked at an animal and thought, there's no way this is real? Well, today you're going to meet creatures so bizarre, so out of this world. They seem like they were designed by a mad artist or by a glitchy computer. But nope, they were 100% real. Some swam in ancient oceans, others walked the earth long before, and even during, the time of humans. And at the end of this video, there's one creature that even science still can't fully explain. So buckle up, because with each passing minute, you're about to see something even more surreal. And just when you think you've seen it all, the next animal will prove you wrong. Imagine a creature that looks like it was drawn by a kid with a fever. That's hallucigenia. And the name says it all. It looks like a hallucination. It had giant spikes on its back, legs so thin they barely supported its body, and a head that, well, no one even knew where it was. For decades, scientists couldn't even tell which end was the front. It lived over 500 million years ago, deep in the sea, back when life was still testing out weird ideas. But here's the craziest part. This bizarre little thing might actually be an ancestor of the insects crawling around your house today. And if that already sounds insane, wait until you meet a sea predator with a mouth that spun like a living buzzsaw. This creature was a real mystery for a long time. Scientists kept finding its fossilized parts, the mouth, the limbs, the body, and thought they belonged to 3 different animals. Only later did they realize it was all part of a single creature, Anomalocaris. Picture a mutant shrimp with claw arms by its mouth, big googly eyes, and a sleek body that swam like a shark. It ruled the oceans over 500 million years ago, reaching up to a meter in length, the largest predator of its time. And that spinning circular mouth? It worked like a shredder, crushing anything that crossed its path. But now let's leave the sea and head to the battlefield. Because the next animal was basically a tank with razor-sharp jaws. If the ocean was a war zone, Dunkleosteus would be the frontline commander. Imagine a massive fish, over 8 meters long, with a bony armor covering its head and chest. Now, replace its teeth with bone-cutting plates that snapped like a guillotine. This beast lived 360 million years ago and could open its jaws with such force it created a vacuum, sucking its prey straight into its death trap. Its bite was stronger than many modern sharks. Basically, a prehistoric metal crusher with fins. But nature also has a sense of humor, and the next animal looks like a Photoshop fail, part duck, part beaver, part snake, but 100% real. Everyone's heard of the platypus, right? But what most people don't know is that it had an extinct relative that was even weirder, Obdurodon. It was larger, had real teeth, which modern platypuses don't, and a longer bill. It's like evolution threw every idea into a blender and just hit go. Obdurodon hunted using electric sensors, laid eggs, and was still a mammal. Seriously, if you saw this thing walking around, you'd swear someone forgot to finish drawing it. Now, let's leave the river and take to the skies, literally, because the next animal had wings wider than a school bus. Get ready to meet the ultimate king of the prehistoric skies. Quetzalcoatlus was a massive pterosaur, with a wingspan reaching up to 36 feet. That's the size of a volleyball court. But here's the creepiest part. It could walk on all fours, like a giant bat, standing nearly 20 feet tall, just waiting for the right moment to take flight. Picture standing in a field, looking up, and seeing a dinosaur-like dragon diving straight at you. Even its name is epic. It was named after an ancient Aztec god, because even ancient civilizations knew this creature looked like something from another world. But not all surreal beasts are ancient. Some lived alongside humans and were hunted by a killer eagle. In ancient New Zealand, there was a bird called the moa. It couldn't fly, but it stood 10 feet tall, a real feathered dinosaur. But it wasn't alone. Haast's eagle was the top predator. It weighed over 30 pounds, had knife-sized talons, and would dive from the sky to strike right at the moa's skull. This epic battle between 2 massive birds happened less than 500 years ago, meaning, while kings were being crowned in Europe, this medieval-style showdown was happening on the other side of the world. And now, time for the strangest creature of them all, So bizarre, science still doesn't know what it was. Now for the most mysterious one on the list, Telemonstrum gregarium, also known as the Tully monster. It looked like a worm with fins. Its eyes stuck out on long stalks, like antennae. And at the front of its body, a trunk-like appendage, with pincers at the end. Yes, a pincer, on a trunk, in the middle of its face. Discovered in 300-million-year-old fossils in the US, the Tully monster became a nightmare for paleontologists. No one can quite fit it into any biological category. Was it a fish? A mollusk? An alien? To this day, no one knows. It's like nature created something just to keep us forever confused. When you think of a sloth, you probably picture a slow, cute little tree hugger, right? Now imagine a sloth. That weighed 4 tons. Yep. Megatherium was the size of an SUV, and it stood upright like a bear. It lived in the Americas and ate plants, but with those huge claws and that massive frame, nobody dared mess with it. Some fossils even suggest that early humans hunted these giants. Just imagine trying to take one down, with nothing but stone spears. It's like a regular sloth spent millennia at the gym, and came back as a gentle but terrifying monster. And if you thought a giant sloth was weird, imagine a crocodile that galloped like a horse. Yep, that's real. Keep watching. Meet Caprosicus, nicknamed the boar crocodile. It had teeth that stuck out like tusks, and legs adapted not just for swimming, but for sprinting on land. While today's crocs crawl, this one galloped. Literally. It lived in Africa around 100 million years ago, and scientists believe it was a versatile predator, able to ambush prey both in water and on land. Picture this. You're walking through a prehistoric forest, and suddenly a crocodile charges at you like a hungry 4-legged beast. Sounds like a horror movie scene, but it actually happened. Before birds ruled the skies, some reptiles were already flirting with the idea. Meet Longisquama, a tiny creature from over 200 million years ago. It had long, feather-like scales sticking out of its back. Not quite wings, but not just decoration either. Some scientists believe these strange structures were early experiments in gliding, a prototype of flight before flight. It was like nature's beta version of a bird, still figuring out how to defy gravity. While we can't say for sure if Longisquama actually flew, one thing's clear. Evolution was already dreaming of the sky, even before wings had a name. Just when you thought animal mouths couldn't get weirder. Here comes a Topidentatus. This marine reptile had a jaw shaped like an upside-down T. Imagine a hammerhead shark, but with a mouth that opens sideways. It lived around 245 million years ago, and its bizarre jaw worked like a rake, letting it scrape algae from rocks underwater. But for decades, scientists didn't even know what they were looking at. Some reconstructions made it look like a horror movie monster. And honestly, that wasn't too far off. It's like nature asked, what if we made a vacuum cleaner, but also a lizard, and then just rolled with it? If there's one animal that looks like it escaped from a cartoon, it's Opabinia. It had 5 eyes. Yes, 5. Spread across its head and a long trunk-like appendage ending in a pincer. This little guy swam through ancient Cambrian seas, using its weird snout arm to grab food and shove it into its mouth. With all those eyes and that grabbing hose for a face, it looked like a vacuum cleaner designed by a child with crayons and a lot of sugar. But here's the best part. In its time, about 500 million years ago, Opabinia was normal. That's the Cambrian for you. If it looked ridiculous and could move, chances are it existed. If there's one thing all these creatures have in common, it's that they defy everything we think we know. From sloths the size of SUVs to crocodiles that sprint, birds that battled eagles, and monsters science still can't label. These aren't just weird facts. They're living proof that our planet has always been more creative, more chaotic, and more brilliant than we give it credit for. We're used to seeing life through a modern lens, tidy, classified, and familiar. But the real story, it's wild, messy, experimental, and full of surprises. So next time you walk outside and see a bug, or a bird, or even just your pet, remember, Somewhere in its DNA is the story of a creature with 5 eyes or saber teeth or wings that could block out the sun. We don't just live on Earth, we live inside its greatest mystery, one that's still being written, layer by fossil layer. So stay curious. Keep digging. Because the next unbelievable discovery might just be waiting beneath your feet. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to know. The strangest creatures in history were completely real. See you in the next adventure.
Attention, pay close attention. I'm going to introduce you to something incredible in the next 3.1 seconds. Do you want access to Google's certification methodology where you can earn between $3,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month or even more? It's a methodology that very few people know about, a veritable blue ocean. Many people manage to make a lot of money with this methodology. It's something that Google itself offers, and very few people know about it, and anyone can apply this methodology. We present the whole methodology in an ebook. It's something that's in high demand in today's market, a great opportunity. And you don't need to sell a course or anything like that, and you don't have to leave your home. The original price of the ebook is $147, but you're only going to pay half that amount, which is $73. In fact, you're not even going to pay that. The amount you're going to pay is $37. It's practically free for the amount it's delivered. And you even get a super bonus 100% free. And you can split this amount into 4 installments of $10.21, and your risk is 0. Since after the purchase you still have a 7-day money-back guarantee. We give you access to all the content and bonuses, and you still have this money-back guarantee. Hurry and buy the ebook at the promotional price, which may increase at any time. Click on the link in the first comment attached.